Hello YouTube! Good to see you guys again this week. My name is Jared Fuller. Today is Sunday, January 14th, 2K18. So glad to have you along for another episode of the Sunday video update, another installment of the Sunday video updates. So I have some new subscribers to my YouTube channel. I would like to introduce myself first, just a little bit, to kind of give a brief glimpse of who I am and what I'm about. My name is Jared Fuller. I live in Michigan. I am a childhood cancer survivor of stage 3 unilateral Wilms tumor. I was diagnosed on March 2nd, 1989 at the age of 2.5. I'm coming up on the 29th anniversary of that diagnosis date in March. I do a lot of advocating for research and funding. I write poetry. I get involved with charity, and I've helped a couple of cancer warriors here in Michigan. I wear the bracelets to show my support for the warriors. There's a whole bunch of bracelets on my arm. Yeah, I'm really into this advocacy and raising awareness bit, and I've been doing this now for about 5 years. So that's a little bit of who I am and what I'm about. I'm the youngest of 3 boys, and I'm single, no children, not married, no girlfriend, none of that. But I'm just kind of doing my thing, and every so often I will post a video kind of showing where I'm at or what I'm doing. And of course, on Sunday, I do the Sunday video updates. I make sure I get those out of the way, and just to give everybody a brief update on how I'm doing, what's going on in my life. And for all of my new subscribers, I wanted to say thank you for your subscription. Thank you for adding me to your channel. And I welcome comments as long as you keep it clean and you're not coming on here to attack me. My channel has been bombarded with nasty comments and messages in the past. I'm not going to tolerate it, and if you come here looking for trouble, well, you've come to the right place, because you will be booted off my channel, and all the thumbs downs in the world isn't going to mean much to me. Well, it doesn't anyway, but that's beside the point. So if you're here just to, get to know who I am and want to, get involved with what I'm doing, just, keep it cool and let's be friends. Let's have an open friendship here, and let's talk about things, and, keep it real with me, and I'll keep it real with you, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I can't find the words to say today. Sinuses. If I sound different today, it's because my allergies, sinus problems, and I'm getting the itchy, watery eyes. My dad, he's gone uptown. His girlfriend Amy's in the bedroom, and my niece Makenzie is sleeping on the couch right now. She's taking a little nap, so if she happens to wake up, she can come over here and join her Uncle Jared and say hello to all of you. I think she's only 3. Isn't she 3, Amy?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's 3 years old. She's a little stinker. She woke me up this morning. She spent the night here, but she woke me up this morning. She was watching episodes of Paw Patrol on YouTube on the smartphone, and she came up to where I was sleeping, and she just kind of snuggled under the couch, or under the couch. Here we go. She snuggled under the blankets and used my arm as a pillow and laid next to me on the couch. She woke me up, and she says, "Good morning, Uncle Jared," and she gave me a kiss on the cheek, and it's like, "Oh, good morning, baby." And she was good. She kicked back with Uncle Jared, and she was just watching her Paw Patrol, minding her business, and I just laid there and kind of just dozed off and went back to sleep until eventually her head would cut off blood circulation on my arm, and then I had to get comfortable and say, "Okay, kiddo, you're going to have to move." But if she wakes up and she wants to come over and join her Uncle Jay, she can do that. Uncle Jared does not have a problem with that at all. But really not a whole lot to talk about. So I guess I'll just talk about things that have been on my mind lately, because this past week has been not too productive. There really has been a whole lot going on. I have, in fact, been invited to a research facility that specializes in the research and education of childhood cancer, where they strive for funding and research for childhood cancer. For those of you who may not be aware of this, childhood cancer research is severely underfunded in our federal budget here in the United States. They get less than 4%, I believe, of the federal budget, while adult cancer patients get anywhere between 95 to 96% of the federal budget. So things need to change, and that's one of the reasons why I raise awareness to childhood cancer, other than the fact that I am a survivor, and I am almost, next year in 2019, I will be closing in on 30 years since I was diagnosed with Wilms tumor. They took my right kidney, by the way, which is why I wear the bracelets on my right arm. It's kind of a little symbolic thing going on there. So that's why I wear all the bracelets on my right arm, because I removed my right kidney. I had a blood transfusion. I had 3 different kinds of chemotherapy. I had vincristine, adriamycin, doxorubicin, which is known as the red devil because of its distinctive red color. And I had dactinomycin. And these are very long words. Chemo drugs are usually, they've got, they're a mouthful to say. They've got long titles. But I had 3 chemo drugs. I had radiation, 8 rounds of radiation, and I had a blood transfusion. My right kidney was removed. I did not have a transplant. So I have been living with 1 kidney since 1989. It is possible. There have been reported deaths with Wilms tumor, but they're more aggressive forms of Wilms. But it is not possible, or it's possible. I should say it's possible to survive it, because I have survived it. So I should say that it's not possible, which, you know what I mean. It's possible to survive it. I don't want to get myself into a quandary here. Oh, I don't feel good. That's what happens when you don't feel well. You just don't say things right, I guess. I don't know. I'm having kind of an off day today. But, so, yeah, I've been invited to this facility. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking to broaden my horizons. Again, can't speak. And possibly make some new friends and have some connections, make some healthier connections with people who have been affected with this. Contrary to popular belief, what you may hear about me on social media, because I'm not on Facebook anymore, but what you may hear or see about me on Facebook is total and complete lies. If in fact you have Facebook and you encounter issues about Jared Fuller doing this, Jared Fuller doing that, it's not true. I've had problems with people before, and it's only because I called them out on some dishonesty issues. I'm not going to get into too much detail about that, but I've had problems with internet trolls. I've had problems with actual real people. I call them out on their dishonesty and they can't handle it, that kind of thing. And so they rally a bunch of sheep behind them, and they all jump on this bandwagon of boycott Jared Fuller. And, well, it didn't work with everyone, I would dare say. But, if you decide to become an advocate for childhood cancer, there are some things that I, as an advocate and a survivor, need to tell you and to point out to you. And I've talked about this before in previous videos, but I'll just kind of give a brief rundown of what advocacy is. And advocacy is It's about speaking up and speaking out. You speak up about childhood cancer, or in any form of advocacy, what you advocate for, you always have to stand up and speak out. But preferably with childhood cancer, because I know more about childhood cancer than anything else. But with childhood cancer, you have to be willing to speak up and speak out. So you speak up about the severely underfunded. If I can talk today, I'm just having an off day. You have to be willing to speak up about the severely underfunded budgeting from the federal government in the United States. That's one of the things you have to talk about. Number 2 item you have to talk about is this is not rare. Childhood cancer is not a rare disease, no matter how much you see it on Google. It is not a rare disease. So we have to eliminate this whole rare thing, which is just patently absurd, because childhood cancer is anything but rare. And something to add, kiddo? She's getting up. And the third thing, speaking out, and when I say speak out, I'm talking about speaking out against other people who are doing dishonest things. And yeah, it has backfired on me in the past, but I'm willing to have haters. I'm willing to be thrown to the dogs by people who are upset with me because I speak the truth. Hi, baby. Come here.
Where's Papa?
Papa went up to supermarket to get something for supper tonight. You want to say hi to everybody in the camera? You don't want to say hi? Just wave. Just wave. Just wave. There we go. Oh, they can't see you. She just got up from her nap, guys. This is my niece, Makenzie. You love Uncle Jared? Yeah. Uncle Jared loves you, too. I love you more. This is my niece. Grandma's in the bedroom. You want to go see Grandma? Okay, go ahead. That's baby girl. That's Makenzie. So yeah, you have to speak out about people who are doing things that are dishonest and unethical, and you cannot be afraid to face the backlash, because later on down the road, people are going to see that, and it's not the idea of going door to door, so to speak, and banging on doors and saying, hey, beware of him or beware of them. No, you just make a broad statement. You don't have to even include a name, because the people who are doing wrong know that they're doing wrong, and they know that you're talking about them. I encourage it. Don't be afraid to speak about people who are being dishonest and just doing things that they shouldn't be doing. You have to be willing to speak up. And I was going to talk a little bit about that further in detail, about this fear of speaking up about things. It's not just childhood cancer, but it's anything in life that affects you. You have to be willing to speak about it.
Tell me this is my softie.
Huh?
Tell something this is my softie.
It's your she wants you all to know that this is her softie. It's her blankie. You gonna talk with Uncle Jared this week? Huh? Because it's going on my YouTube channel. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Give me 5s. Atta girl.
I missed.
You missed. Try it again. Okay, atta girl. Burp. Give me that nose. Burp. So yeah, you just have to be willing to talk about things and not be afraid. Now I will say that my niece Makenzie here, she's not a cancer warrior. She's never been plagued with that disease. But I always bear in mind, if it came down to that, which I hope and pray it never does. Huh?
See my blood says Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Oh, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Okay. Just let me get this point out first, okay?
Okay.
Okay. She's not a cancer warrior, but I always with any child, not just my nieces here, but with any child, I live under that impression that it very well could. Give me that hand. It very well could be. And I hope it never is. And that's the attitude that those of us who've been affected with childhood cancer and we advocate for funding and research, that's the message that we try to convey to those who are indirectly affected, is that it could be. And I know that, like if you're on social media and you have people who get fed up and tired of the constant cancer-related posts, well, maybe now they will, but later on they will understand, or at least, hold on, sweetie, at least they should have the brains and the heart to know that it's for a good reason. And you're not doing it to annoy people. You're not doing it to sabotage a friendship. You're doing it because it is extremely important. You know, these parents who are affected by childhood cancer, my parents included, this wasn't planned. They didn't see this coming. So it opens your eyes. It's a whole new world. And if you want to advocate for childhood cancer, I encourage it. Be an advocate. Whether you're affected or indirectly affected, advocate for research and funding and raise awareness and get the message out that childhood cancer is not rare. Whoa. Careful, honey bunny. All right, go ahead.
I don't want to open.
Oh, you didn't want down? Okay. This little booger woke me up today. I was just telling them how you woke me up this morning, but you crawled up next to me on the couch.
Yeah, I watched YouTube.
And you were watching YouTube. You were watching Paw Patrol.
Yeah.
Now wave. Now wave. They can see you. Atta girl.
Tell them.
They can hear you.
Hi. So my brother says Rudolph when I was reindeer. I can't believe it comes up with it.
You are so cute. You're so adorable. Uncle Jared loves you. But yeah, that was my point. And she wanted me to tell you, if you didn't understand that her brother Caden sings Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah, he does. I can't believe I got up with it.
And she's only 3 years old, guys. She's only 3, so and she's got such a great vocabulary. Don't you? You talk so good.
Hey, Boots is on again.
Yeah, I got the TV muted so that way the sound from the TV wouldn't override Uncle Jared doing his Sunday videos. But really not much to talk about today. The week was okay. It was fairly decent, other than the weather. On Thursday it was 56 and it rained. And then on Friday it dipped down to 17 degrees and all that standing rain had frozen over into ice, which in turn meant that we were driving on a skating rink, weren't we? Yeah. And it was dangerous for driving. What?
Mom has that on her phone.
Has what on her phone?
The bird.
The bird?
Yeah.
She has that on her phone? Your mom does? Really? I think you're pulling my leg. She's talking about my bird, the symbol for my YouTube channel, the image that I had drawn of the bird, which is down there in that corner.
Yeah.
Down there. Your mom doesn't have the bird image on her phone, does she?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think you're fooling. Are you pulling my leg? Are you yanking my chain?
No.
Because Uncle Jared will find out if you're just fooling. You want down?
No, I just
No?
sit right here.
Oh, you want to sit right here with me? Okay. So, I don't really know what else to talk about. I'm actually out of things to talk about. The Shrine Circus, I guess I can talk about that. The Shrine Circus is in Flint right now at the Dordt Federal Credit Union Event Center. Such a mouthful to say it. Tomorrow's the last day, and that's in Flint. And then they will be going up I-75 up to Saginaw to the Dow Event Center. The Shrine Circus will be in Saginaw from the 18th until the 21st.
I can't see me.
Tickets are still available at Ticketmaster. And Makenzie wants to wave at all of you. Tickets are still available, so be sure to grab yours. And proceeds benefit the Shriners Hospitals for Children. Huh?
You hold my
I'm sorry.
That's my owie toe.
That's your owie toe?
Yes.
Tickets are still available.
Don't have a Band-Aid on it.
Don't have a Band-Aid. And proceeds benefit the Shriners Hospitals for Children. So that's why I make it a point to plug that in for the Shrine Circus and for the Shriners Hospitals. Have you been to the Shrine Circus before? No? I'll have to have a talk with your mommy and daddy about that.
Okay.
Because the circus is really fun. Do you like clowns?
Why?
Do you like clowns? Good clowns, not bad clowns.
Yeah, I do.
They're funny clowns. They're friendly clowns. They won't hurt you.
Okay.
Yeah. No, they're Shrine Circus clowns are always nice clowns. They're very friendly clowns.
Okay, yeah, I do like them.
You like them? Me too. Me too.
But what does one clowns do?
What do they do? Oh, they just make you laugh. They have the big red noses, and they squirt you with water. They do.
Why does they do that?
Because they're clowns. That's part of their act, honey. That's how they make you laugh. Clowns are very funny.
Yeah.
If you ever went to the Shrine Circus, you would love the clowns.
Yeah, but I don't like bad clowns.
No, there's no bad clowns at the Shrine Circus. None. And that's a phobia that people seem to have nowadays. They're afraid of clowns because clowns are portrayed very negatively.
Yeah.
Or there are people that I know who have had bad experiences with clowns. People dressed up in clown getup. Oh, you knocked Uncle Jared's Pepsi over? That's okay. That's okay. It's flat anyway. But Uncle Jared will still drink it. She went in the bedroom with her with Grandma, with Amy. But anyway, guys, so yeah, that's pretty much in a nutshell who I am, what I'm about, what I like to do. Every once in a while, I will do video recordings where I'm just kind of, you know, everything you hear, like in an audio recording of myself, it's all pre-written, and I just read what I had written on the computer, and I kind of project my thoughts that way. So there's quite a few audio clips of me speaking about certain things. And of course I do these video updates every Sunday, and then I do other random videos and shout outs to the Cancer Warriors. As a matter of fact, I talked to a Cancer Warrior yesterday. His name is Deanie. And it was a highlight of my weekend. His mom had agreed to let him call me, and it was a wonderful, just a beautiful conversation. I enjoyed it very much, and it was just fun. It was just a really nice conversation, and we talked about weather. We talked about just various different things, you know, and I guess his mom had to leave the room, quote unquote, so to speak, because he wanted his privacy talking to me. So that's cool. That's cool. But you know, I wouldn't typically just call a child on the phone without parents' permission, but he called me and I invited him to call me. So you know, there's nothing hidden or you know, anything like that going on. His mom and I are actually becoming very good friends, and I hope it stays that way. So, I haven't been on here very long, and I really don't know what else there is to talk about. But so I guess I'll kind of go back to the point I had made about being an advocate, is that you have to be willing to speak up and speak out. You know, children need a voice, especially children with cancer. And you just have to be a voice, I guess, is what I'm going to say in a nutshell, because she's going to come back and get excited and raise a few decibels in her voice. So what can I do you for?
Tell my mom what I want for Christmas while I cook this here.
Well, Mom can't actually see us right now. This is just a recording.
No, we're call it Papa.
Well, what? Papa? Papa? What about Papa? Papa went to Frank's. He went to get stuff for supper tonight.
Why?
And I figured while I had some time during the day. See, Uncle Jared can't speak today. I'm kind of having an off day. I don't know what's going on. Uncle Jared never stutters so much when he's trying to speak. I'm really tripping over my words today.
Why do you have paper?
Huh?
Paper right here.
Why do I have paper?
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to put your sippy cup here. I always have paper. Uncle Jared always has paper somewhere. So I can write poems, so I can write down addresses and sizes for bird shirts. Oh, yeah, I have bird shirts made for the kids, too, for the Cancer Warriors. And what it is, just one second, please. What it is that image you see down there in the corner, that image is on the front of a shirt, and the warrior's name is on the back of the shirt. And what that means is that us Cancer Warriors are birds of a feather. We're all brothers and sisters in that regard. We are all Cancer Warriors. We're all brothers and sisters, and birds of a feather flock together. So there's a bit of a poetic, subliminal message behind the bird. So that's why I have the bird shirts made up and sent out to the warriors.
I move her a little bit. I just gotta pick her up. I just move her like this, Jared.
What?
I do this so I could sit a little bit.
Okay. I don't know what she said.
I can't even think of it.
Oh, she don't want to be messed with. She's messing with a cat.
I move her so a little.
Yeah, she's very, I don't know, she's very touchy about people touching her. She does that with me, too. I don't know why. She'll, when I so much as pet her or pick her up. I think she's in heat. But she's been fixed, so. But we still keep an eye on things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I still will pet her now.
You'll still pet her, that's fine. That's fine. You're not hurting her. You can pet her. I'm drinking my flat Pepsi.
Quit trying to grab me in my teeth.
But there was hold on. There was one point I wanted to get to as well. In all the years that I've been raising awareness to childhood cancer, and that's been going on 5 years now, I have inspired. Shh. 1 second. I know, but can you wait 1 second, please? Thank you. In all the years, which is 5 years, I've been raising awareness to childhood cancer, I have inspired a lot of people to want to be a voice. And I'm not here to sound like a narcissist or to pride myself on just being, just special person. No, I'm just another guy who is a child of cancer survivor and an advocate, and I am a voice for children with cancer, and I have inspired a lot of people. There's been people who visit YouTube casually, and they type in Wilms tumor, and they find my videos. And I've received all kinds of messages from all kinds of people saying, you have inspired me, you give us hope, and that makes me feel good. It makes me feel good to know that I actually help make a difference in somebody's life. People who are scared and desperate and they're hopeless and they think there's no chance of this, they come across my videos and they find out that, hey, Jared is he's a child of cancer survivor. He's been free and clear for so many years, almost 30 years now. And that kind of gives us hope. Like, hey, if he can do it, my warrior can do it. Absolutely. Anything's possible. You just have to believe it for yourself. You have to believe. You have to always remain optimistic. It is scary. It's not an easy journey, but it is a journey nonetheless. It tests your strength and your capability to overcome obstacles, because you will find many obstacles in this journey. It is a very bumpy road, but you can persevere and you can overcome. And anything is possible. You just have to believe it. I have a firm, I don't have faith. I wouldn't say I have faith, but I have a good reason to believe that modern medicine is doing what its intended purpose is, and that is to cure and, the best that it can. I mean, we don't have cures for all cancers, unfortunately. And DIPG is an inoperable brain tumor that has zero funding, 0% chances of survival. And although I didn't have DIPG and there have been no confirmed cases of survival or remission from DIPG, I raise awareness to DIPG. A lot of people come to me and say, well, DIPG is not the only brain cancer. And I realize that. I'm not denouncing any other brain cancer there is, because there are several other cases. There's hundreds of different kinds of pediatric cancer. Hundreds. And we're not even talking the subtypes yet. And I do realize that there are more than one kind of brain cancer, but DIPG is the most lethal of all pediatric brain cancers to date. There is no survival. And when people come to me and they kind of get a little testy and they say, well, Jared, you're talking about DIPG all the time. What about my tumor? Yes, but you survived your tumor. And it's not to say that you're any less important. It's just the fact that we focus on the more lethal, deadliest cancers that plague our children, because it's getting no funding at all. And there have been no survival success stories from DIPG. So that's why it's always highly talked about among the community. I wish more people would get involved, the indirectly affected. I wish they would get more involved in this and say, hey, this is very serious. Now, we wouldn't allow children to be, if it's in our power. We live in a democracy where children are number one priority, but yet it is such a discontentment and a letdown that children die from a disease in which there's no cure because the funding isn't there. DIPG is severely underfunded. There is no hope. And I don't mean to sound like such a downer, but that is the raw truth of it. And unfortunately, much more, and I say much more, needs to be done. Things need to change, and that's why we need as many advocates as we can get. You don't have to be affected by cancer to be an advocate for it. I've been accused of saying that many times. And I'll set the record straight. You don't have to be affected by cancer to be an advocate for it. But what I've always said is that there is a difference between those of us who have been affected and those who haven't, because those of us who have been affected have a personal knowledge and a vendetta with this disease as opposed to someone who is indirectly affected and they're raising awareness. I never said you had to be affected in order to be an advocate. It's just not correct. I have friends, very sweet friends, who have been indirectly affected by this, and they advocate for funding and research for DIPG. And they're two of the sweetest friends I've ever had. But just, if you ever come across that where you get on social media, Facebook in particular, and you hear some negative crap being spewed about Jared Fuller saying this or doing that, tell them they're full of it, because it's not true. You're hearing it directly from the horse's mouth. Just like I was accused of, Jared Fuller saying inappropriate things on social media. And when I pressed the issue of, okay, what are those inappropriate things I'm saying? Show me some evidence. Not one of those people could do it. Not one. And when they have no evidence to provide, they shut up. Which, I mean, if you have no evidence to back up your claim, then maybe you should just be quiet anyway. But, I try to keep a positive attitude on all my videos, but it's not always possible. You get a lame brain every now and then who will come on here and they will bombard my videos with just garbage, and in which case I have to block them. They can thumbs down all my videos. It really doesn't bother me either way, because I'm still going to keep doing my thing. And, I've been accused of slander too. No more than they slander me, but you don't see me whining about it or threatening with lawsuits. It's just not me. But anywho, moving on. She's in the bedroom. Hey, Kenzie. Come here, boo.
He's coming, Uncle Jared.
Was there anything else you wanted to say? I haven't been on here very long because there's really not much to talk about. It's been a good week, actually.
I want to watch the video where you run off.
The video that she's referring to, because she says she wants to see the video of me running fast. There's a video spoof I did on my channel here. It's called Just Grin and Bear It. And towards the end of the video, I'm running down my driveway out to the road, but I sped it up, making it look like I'm actually running at that rate of speed. That video gets her every time.
Yeah.
So, it's called Just Grin and Bear It. And bear spelled B-E-A-R, of course.
Okay.
What did you put on my arm? What in the world? What is that, a dryer sheet?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's,
Baby wipe.
it's a baby wipe. Wipe your nose. Here. Uncle Jared don't want baby wipes. Go give it to Grandma.
I had to wipe her nose. To wipe her nose.
But anyway, it's called Just Grin and Bear It. I got a few spoofs on my YouTube channel and a whole bunch of poem videos. Because I've written poems for cancer warriors, and, the parents appreciate it. They love the poems, and I love writing poetry, and it's not just for cancer warriors. I write poems about a lot of different things. Nah. Nah. That's fine. Here. Now you're wearing my boots. I feel a sneeze coming on. Can I blow my nose on your shirt? I can't blow my nose on your shirt?
No, you can't blow it on this, I guess.
On the baby wipe? But I think that's what's going to trigger a sneeze here in a little while. My nose is itchy today. It's my allergies. That's what it is. It's my sinuses. It's the change of the weather. Here. I don't... No. You got to leave it on. She was going to shut my speakers off. I haven't been on very long, have I? About 40 minutes. A little over 40 minutes. But anyway, so that's a little bit about me. For those of you who have been long-time subscribers to my channel, not much happening. Hasn't been much of a productive week. What's the matter, Barkley? It's my dog. So in this week's video, I have a bit of a distraction. No, Makenzie is, she's a good girl. Uncle Jared loves her. My dog whining because he's got a flea problem. But it is a snow-covered Michigan. It's expected to get warm again in the mid to upper 30s, around 40. And we're supposed to be in the lower 40s. So, now what do you got?
More baby wipes.
More baby wipes. Where are you getting all these baby wipes?
In here.
And what are they?
Naughty.
Huh? What?
She's being naughty.
Oh, you better go put these back.
Grandma told her not to get any more, and she did.
Here, you better take that back. You need to start following directions. If Grandma...
to take you home as soon as he gets back. Don't.
Because Grandma told you not to do it, you don't do it. And Grandma, don't let her take them. You'll have to put them up.
You play with those ones and those ones only, no more.
Just calling it like I see it, folks. I don't have kids. How do I know so much about child rearing? Well, I don't, but common sense doesn't hurt.
Those are the two that you can have. You're not gonna...
But anyway, so
Yes.
I guess that's about all there is to talk about. There's really nothing else to talk about. I'm all out of subjects to talk about. But again, if you want to be an advocate for childhood cancer, you just have to keep those things in mind. And remember that honesty is always the kingpin of our community. There are a lot of dishonest, fraudulent people that roam in our community, and they use the childhood cancer community as a meal ticket for money, for power, for prestige, for notoriety, for, look at me, aren't I special? They make it into a pissing contest, and that's not what it is. It's not a rendition of Annie, Get Your Gun. Anything you can do, I can do better. That's not what childhood cancer is, and there are people who abuse their advocacy, quote unquote, because I don't consider them advocates. Any real advocate wouldn't do that. But there are people in this community who do that. And it's not about making yourself look like a pretty boy or a pretty girl. It's not a time for you to kick up your heels and you know, you don't use childhood cancer as a form of pageantry to reflect yourself as some kind of a hero. We're all doing this. We're all working in the same direction. We want funding and research and cures for this stuff. And as one who survived it, yes, I have a very personal education and a vendetta with childhood cancer. There is no denying that. And for those of you who may not have ever seen my battle scars, this is the scar that goes across my stomach from Wilm's tumor. Up here, if I have to, right there. I don't know if you can see that, but that is where I had my port. And there is a white blotch. You can barely see it on my right wrist. That's where I had ABGs. It's arterial blood gas. they measure the oxygen levels in your blood, and it hurts if you are wide awake and getting the procedure done. Usually, I don't know if they put you to sleep for that. I'd have to Google and find out what the protocol is for that procedure, but I'm pretty sure they put you to sleep first. So those are a few of my battle scars. I also had a tube in my chest too. So, but anyway, I just wanted to get this done and out of the way for this week, and I really need to start preparing an itinerary of things to talk about, because I clearly run out of things to talk about. If I don't remember exactly, because I usually have a good memory, but if I don't remember exactly what I want to talk about, I forget, and by the time I hit that stop recording button, chances are that, oh yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. Oh, too late. Video's already been posted. So yeah, I'm going to have to start writing these things down. But anyway, that is all for this week. Much love to all of you. Have a wonderful week. Have a good holiday. Well, actually, yeah, tomorrow is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, I believe. Yes, because mail doesn't run tomorrow. So all government buildings will be closed tomorrow. No mail delivery. That will resume on Tuesday. Which reminds me, on Tuesday I'm going to call the MSU Pediatric Subspecialties Clinic in Lansing and set up an appointment with Dr. Scott. Dr. Scott is one of 3 of my pediatric oncologists. I was treated at Sparrow in Lansing, Michigan. And 2 of my oncologists that I am aware of still work in Lansing, and they are at the subspecialties clinic across the street from Sparrow on Michigan Avenue. I got to set up another appointment with Dr. Scott and get some answers to these questions that I had written down. I was there once before with some questions, and he told me that if I had any additional questions, that I should come back and, and if he's, I'm certain he would have the answers to these questions. How big was the tumor? On what date did chemo and radiation begin? On what date did chemo and radiation end? What was the name of my surgeon or surgeons? And how many milligrams of each chemo did I take? So, and I'm sure there's probably going to be more questions that I have for Dr. Scott. My case is about as thick as a Yellow Pages book. Because even as a kid, I remember when Dr. Scott would come in with my folder, because back then it wasn't all computers like it is now. But back then he had this great big yellow folder, and it was a fat folder. And he still has it after all these years. And it brings back memories. It kind of brings tears to my eyes, because it's just one of those things, it doesn't leave you. It is always a part of you. Once you're affected by it, it's one of those bridges you can't cross. You can't be unaffected once you've been affected. So that's why I take raising awareness very seriously and personally. And the people who are out there doing wrong and doing things they shouldn't be doing, I also take that very personally. Maybe I shouldn't, but, I do, and I always will, because these are people who are going through the same journey that I did. And even in my 30s, I'm still dealing with the after effects of chemo. But it's a small price to pay for being a survivor of it. So keep that in mind. It's always a nice reminder just to know that, it's okay to have the after effects. You can deal with the after effects, but it's a small price to pay. It's part of being a warrior when you survive it. And, there have been a lot of deaths from childhood cancer, and my heart breaks for these families each and every time. But they know that I am on their side, I'm on their team, and I always will be. And that'll never change. Hopefully, anyway. I can't, I can't control what goes on in the future, and I can't predict what's going to happen in the future, but if at any time they want to come back to me and have a talk, they know where to find me. So, and my email address is in the About tab on my YouTube channel, so you can contact me anytime. We can have an open discussion about anything you want to talk about. And, you know, we can keep it real. And if I think you're cool and you want to, you know, subscribe to my YouTube channel, great. If you have a channel, that is. But if you're going to come on and be nasty, then game's over. So, like I said, if you're going to come on my channel, just be nice and don't be nasty, because I will dispose of you quick. But anywho, I'm out of here. And I will catch you guys next week. Thank you so much for tuning in this week, gals and gents. I love you all so much. Mwah. Take care of yourselves. Peace out. Much love. The Facts of Life is on.